Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at, well, a really significant shift we're seeing in education, the rise of homeschooling. It's a path more and more families seem to be exploring, and for lots of different reasons. We've gathered some great insights to help understand why this is happening and what the realities actually are for parents and educators.
Absolutely. It's interesting. Homeschooling has really moved from being maybe on the fringes to becoming a pretty mainstream educational choice globally.
Yeah.
So today, we really want to unpack the core motivations driving this trend, look at the practical advantages, the hurdles involved too, and specifically explore how tools like DreamClass are providing really vital support for families and micro schools on this journey.
Okay, right. So let's dive into the why behind this then. What are the key drivers, pushing families towards homeschooling?
Yeah.
We're seeing a really consistent thread in our research around concerns about, well, school safety, the well-being of children in traditional school environments, particularly issues like bullying.
That's huge.
For many parents, I think the home just offers a sense of security, maybe control, that's incredibly appealing.
That feeling of a safer learning space is definitely a strong factor.
Yeah.
And beyond that, we consistently see a kind of deep-seated desire to integrate specific religious or cultural values into their children's education. Traditional schooling with its diverse student body, it just can't always accommodate these really personal needs, making homeschooling a compelling option for families who prioritize that kind of alignment.
And then there's the academic piece, isn't there? We hear a lot from parents who feel the traditional school system isn't quite meeting their child's individual learning needs.
Exactly.
Maybe the pace isn't right, or the curriculum feels too rigid, or they just sense their child could thrive in, well, a more tailored environment.
Precisely. And think about a child who might be, say, gifted in one area but needs more time in another. In a traditional classroom, it's really challenging to cater to those vastly different paces simultaneously. Homeschooling offers that crucial flexibility to truly personalize the academic experience.
That makes sense.
And we also see the growing need for adaptable schedules as a major motivator too, for families who travel frequently, maybe have children with unique health needs, or just value a lifestyle that doesn't really conform to the typical school day. Homeschooling provides invaluable flexibility there.
It's interesting to think about how the recent past has influenced this too.
Oh, yeah.
For some families, that shift to remote learning, disruptive, actually opened their eyes to the possibility of maybe even the preference for being more actively involved in their child's education long term.
That's a really insightful point. Yeah, that period gave a lot of families a unique chance to experience learning outside the classroom. And for some, it definitely solidified the benefits of a more direct, home-based approach. And we also can't overlook families with children who have special learning requirements. Homeschooling just provides this unparalleled ability to customize education to meet those very specific needs in a way that might not always be possible in a larger school setting.
So, okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Because it's not just one thing, is it? It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Not at all.
Our research highlights this fascinating range of homeschooling styles. You've got the school-at-home method, which, like the name suggests, sort of brings a structured classroom feel into the home. Textbooks, set schedules.
Yes, and that offers a familiar framework for many families. Makes the transition maybe feel a bit easier. But then you have something like unschooling on the completely other end of the spectrum,
Right.
which is driven entirely by the child's interests and, real-world exploration without a predetermined curriculum. It's a fundamental shift in the parent's role, really, from instructor to facilitator.
That's a massive difference. And then there's everything in between, it seems. We see classical education, right? Following that structured approach, the trivium, grammar, logic, rhetoric, aiming for strong critical thinking through classical texts. And the Charlotte Mason method, focusing on rich literature, nature study, narration.
Exactly. And the Montessori approach, with its focus on self-directed learning through hands-on materials, that's also widely adopted. And we shouldn't forget eclectic or hybrid homeschooling,
Yes.
where families basically pick and choose. They thoughtfully combine elements from various methods to create something uniquely tailored to their child.
Mixing and matching.
Yeah. And finally, there's online or virtual schooling, which provides structured curricula and instruction through accredited digital programs. This incredible variety just really underscores how adaptable homeschooling can be, different philosophies, different learning styles.
Okay, so with all these diverse approaches, what are the tangible benefits?
Yeah.
What are families actually experiencing? Our research consistently points to the power of individualized learning,
Yes.
that ability to tailor the curriculum and pace to a child's specific strengths, weaknesses, interests.
That's a profound advantage, really. I mean, imagine a child who just clicks with math concepts quickly, but maybe needs more time with reading. In a traditional classroom, the pace is often, kind of fixed.
Yeah.
But in a homeschool setting, you can accelerate through the math while providing the necessary support and time for reading. That's a game changer for a child's confidence, their overall progress.
Yeah, I can see that. And it seems like that close, one-on-one learning environment would naturally foster stronger family connections too.
Yeah.
Spending that dedicated time together learning, it must create significant bonding opportunities.
It absolutely does. That shared educational journey, it can really deepen family relationships, create a unique sense of connection. And, from an efficiency standpoint, the focused attention of one-on-one instruction often means you can cover academic material more effectively, maybe in less time, compared to a larger classroom.
Plus the sheer flexibility in scheduling, that opens up so many possibilities, right?
Totally.
Thinking about families who can travel during off-peak seasons or explore learning opportunities in their community without being tied to a school schedule, or just spend more time learning outdoors when the weather's nice.
And that flexibility also extends to how learning happens. Homeschooling often allows for more of a mastery-based approach.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Well, if a child is struggling with a particular concept, you can dedicate the time needed for them to truly understand it before moving on. There isn't that pressure of keeping up with the rest of the class.
I see.
And conversely, if they master something quickly, you can delve deeper or just move ahead. Plus, for some children who are maybe easily distracted in busy classroom environments, the quieter, more controlled home setting can be a significant benefit for their focus and learning.
Okay, now we do need to be upfront here. Homeschooling, while it offers these incredible opportunities, it also comes with its own set of challenges.
Definitely.
What are some of the main hurdles families typically run into? The significant time and energy commitment required from parents? That seems to be a major one.
That's definitely a key consideration, yeah. Parents essentially become the primary educators, right? Which demands a substantial investment of time and energy in, well, everything. Curriculum planning, instruction, just overall management of their child's education.
And the financial side.
Financially, yeah, it can present challenges too. One parent might need to reduce their working hours or even stop working. And then there are the costs associated with curriculum materials, resources, activities. It all adds up.
And I know socialization is like the big question mark for so many people. How do homeschool children get the social interaction they need? Is it enough?
That's a valid and really important question. It does require a proactive approach from homeschooling families. You can't just assume it will happen.
Right.
However, we see many families actively creating really rich social environments through things like homeschooling co-ops, participating in community sports teams, extracurriculars, volunteering, maybe involvement in faith-based groups or other community activities.
It's about being intentional.
Exactly. It's often less about the sheer number of interactions and maybe more about the quality and the opportunity to build meaningful relationships based on shared interests, not just age.
Okay. I can also imagine some parents feeling, well, a bit unsure about their ability to teach everything effectively, especially as their children get older, move into more advanced subjects.
That's a very common concern. Absolutely. Parents might feel less confident teaching, say, higher level math or science, or maybe foreign languages. But, there are a wealth of resources available now to address this. Things like online courses taught by subject matter experts, hiring tutors for specific subjects, or participating in co-ops where parents can pool their expertise and share teaching responsibilities.
So you don't have to be the expert in everything.
No. Remember, your role as a homeschooling parent is also about facilitating learning, connecting your child with the resources they need. You're more like a guide or a manager sometimes.
Right, that makes sense. Now let's touch on the legal side of things. Our research indicates that the regulations surrounding homeschooling can vary, well, quite significantly depending on where you live.
That's a crucial area for anyone considering homeschooling. Absolutely critical. In the United States, for instance, the level of oversight ranges from, very minimal requirements in some states like Texas, maybe, to more comprehensive regulations in others like Pennsylvania or New York.
So what might those regulations include?
They might include things like submitting a formal notice of intent to homeschool, keeping attendance records, maybe administering standardized tests periodically, or providing evaluations from a qualified person. Documentation is often key.
Wow, okay.
So it's absolutely essential for families to thoroughly research and understand and then comply with the specific legal requirements in their state and even their local district.
Okay, so for those listening who might be thinking, okay, maybe this is something for us, what would be some initial practical steps they should consider? It sounds like getting a clear understanding of the legal stuff in their location is like step one.
Absolutely. That's the foundation. You have to start there. Once they have a grasp of the legal requirements, then defining clear educational goals for their children is the next vital step.
Okay.
What are their objectives? What do they want their child's learning journey to look like? Following that, the process of selecting a curriculum that aligns with their educational philosophy and their child's learning style begins. And there's just an incredible array of options out there.
All right, we talked about that. From comprehensive prepackaged curricula to picking and choosing individual resources.
Exactly.
And while you probably don't need a fancy dedicated classroom space, creating some kind of consistent and supportive learning environment within the home seems like it would be really beneficial.
Definitely helps.
And developing a schedule, maybe flexible but still reliable. That seems key to success too.
Exactly. Structure, even flexible structure, helps. And perhaps one of the most valuable things a new homeschooling family can do is connect with other homeschooling families.
The support network.
Yes. Joining a local or online support network provides just invaluable advice, shared resources, encouragement, and, frankly, a much-needed sense of community. You're not alone in this.
That's great advice. Now, let's address a topic that's often on the minds of parents, especially with older children. College admissions. How do colleges actually view homeschooled applicants? Is it a disadvantage?
That's a common worry, but it's important for you to know that colleges increasingly recognize the unique strengths that homeschooled students often bring.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Many institutions actively seek out homeschoolers because they often demonstrate independence, self-discipline, and strong self-directed learning skills, qualities that are really valuable in higher education.
That's actually quite reassuring to hear. So what kind of documentation do homeschooled students typically need then when they apply to college?
Typically, they'll need to submit a parent-generated transcript. This details the courses their child has completed and the grades they've earned.
Okay.
It's also really helpful to include detailed course descriptions to provide context about the curriculum used, the books read, that kind of thing. Letters of recommendation are important too from people who know the student well, like tutors, mentors, coaches, maybe co-op leaders.
Makes sense.
And depending on the college, standardized test scores like the SAT or ACT might still be required, though that's changing a bit. Also, enrolling in an accredited homeschool program can sometimes simplify the transcript and course documentation process. It adds a layer of external validation.
Okay, good to know. And just circling back quickly to the socialization aspect again, it sounds like the main point is that it's not about trying to replicate a traditional school's social structure.
No, not at all.
But about intentionally fostering diverse and meaningful interactions in different settings.
Precisely. Homeschoolers often participate in a huge variety of social settings. Co-op groups, sports leagues, extracurricular clubs, volunteer work, community-based classes, church groups.
Right.
And these interactions often span different age groups, which can actually foster broader social skills and potentially deeper connections based on shared interests rather than just being grouped by age.
This has been such an informative discussion, really helpful. It's clear that choosing to homeschool is, it's a significant decision with many factors to weigh. And for parents and microschool leaders who are either already doing this or seriously considering it, it sounds like effective organization and streamlined management are just crucial for making it a positive experience.
Absolutely crucial. And that's precisely where, a tool like DreamClass can provide significant value. We designed it specifically to support the unique administrative needs of homeschooling families, co-ops, and microschools, making those organizational aspects much, much more manageable.
Okay, so can you give us a bit more detail? Like, how specifically does DreamClass help these families and microschool managers? What does it do?
Well, think of DreamClass as your central hub for all the academic administration stuff. It lets you efficiently manage subjects, record grades, track assessments, all in one organized platform.
Oh, okay.
This significantly simplifies the process of creating transcripts, which we just talked about for college,
Yeah.
and also handling any required state reporting. The flexible scheduling tools are also invaluable for developing and adjusting those personalized learning plans, tracking attendance if you need to, and managing your unique academic calendar.
That sounds like it could really lift a lot of the administrative weight off parents' shoulders.
That's the goal.
Right.
It truly can. And with customizable student profiles, you can tailor the system to reflect each child's individual educational goals and monitor their progress effectively over time.
And what about for groups, like co-ops?
Yeah. For those involved in homeschooling co-ops or microschools, DreamClass offers features that streamline coordinating activities, sharing curriculum resources between families or teachers, and managing group sessions or classes. And because it's cloud-based, all this information is accessible from any device, which provides that flexibility for families who might be learning on the go. Ultimately, DreamClass aims to reduce the time spent on admin tasks, allowing parents and educators to dedicate more energy to the core mission, fostering meaningful learning and growth.
Okay, so to sort of wrap up our deep dive today,
Yeah.
we've explored the really compelling reasons behind the growth of homeschooling, everything from safety concerns and the desire for values-based education to the need for individualized learning and flexible schedules. We've also acknowledged the realities, the time commitment, financial considerations, and the importance of being proactive about socialization.
Yeah, the full picture.
And for those embarking on this path or already on it, understanding the legal landscape and leveraging supportive resources like DreamClass can make a really significant difference in creating a successful and fulfilling educational experience.
Exactly. Homeschooling is, it's clearly a dynamic and increasingly respected educational path. It offers such a diverse range of approaches to meet individual student needs and family values.
Yeah.
And as education continues to evolve, we really encourage parents and administrators listening to thoughtfully consider the potential benefits of a more personalized, more adaptable learning environment. Whether that's for your own children or for your community, explore the resources we've discussed today as, maybe a starting point for your own deeper exploration into this really empowering educational choice.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of homeschooling. We hope this has given you some valuable insights and maybe some practical information too.
And remember, informed choices are really the cornerstone of building a thriving educational future for our kids.